Come on, it's so sick!
All right, so I'd like to take a second and thank today's sponsor of this video, Solder Stick. So on their website right now, they have heat guns, spade connectors, T-tap connectors. They also have butt connectors. But today I want to talk to you about their solder stick connections. So I'm going to show you the ease of application. I've got 3 different wires here. I'm going to get these cut up, get them spliced, and I'm going to show you guys just how simple it is to use these. And by using my code and clicking the link in the description below, you guys are going to save 20% off of solder sticks. Make sure you get you a heat gun because you're going to need this. So let's say you've got a broken wire. So we're going to take the red solder stick. I'm going to put my wire in it, put my other side in it. We're going to heat shrink it. We're gonna let that one cool down and we'll show you what it looks like in a second. I'll hurry and do these 2. Check this out. We have a permanent repair in small, medium, and large wires. Make sure you use my code ROB20 at checkout to save 20% off. Now, click that link in the description below, head over, get yourself stocked up, and let's get back to the Suzuki X90 because this paint job is gonna be amazing. We've been hard at work this entire weekend. Without my team, none of this would have happened. They busted their butts Saturday and all day Sunday to get this car completely prepped out. I'm in the booth, getting the first round of parts all painted. Then we're gonna paint the body itself and the fenders. Let it sit overnight. Tomorrow, my friend Paul Stoll is gonna be here, and we're gonna be putting the most awesome paint job on the side of this X90. So you guys are gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna look awesome, but we've got a long day ahead of us with painting. All right, so as you can see, I've got a lot of the parts already wax and greased, blow tack and static, sealed, and based. I've got the deck lid and the hood I still gotta base out, and that'll be the first round of base. We're gonna let it sit 12 minutes, put a second coat, let that sit. Then I'm putting 3 coats of clear on everything. Henry from Donuts got to get this car to Rhode Island like next week. So we got a lot of stuff to do, but we got a good team behind us. It's fine. All right, so I'm having some gun malfunctions. I'm getting stripes. So I've got to hurry and clean something. I think one of my air passageways, something is messed up. So hurry and get that figured out. We'll get back in to get that sprayed. All right, so I got a seal changed out in my gun. We're gonna get this all sprayed now. So you gotta make sure, even if you're a professional, if your gun isn't spraying right, figure it out because this can just cause you all sorts of issues. Luckily, I figured out that it was striping, was able to change the seal inside my fluid nozzle, and it took care of it. I adjusted my pressure, my bend pattern, and we got it to where it'll spray correctly. So we're gonna let this sit for 8 to 12 minutes, come back in and put a second coat, show you guys what it looks like when it's done, and then it's time to clear it.
I'm trying to figure out how to secure the spare tire rack so it can get painted, but it's not being very easy to figure out.
Okay, I guess the door panels need a little bit of TLC and prime done to them because they're getting part of the design sprayed on this part of the door panel. So they pulled off the fabric that's there on the floor, ugly 90s stuff. Going away from that beautiful design. So with it being raw plastic, we cleaned the glue off after they pulled the plastic or the fabric off, cleaned the glue off the plastic. Got it scuffed up, ready to go, and we're hitting it with the raw plastic prep right here. PPG is one choice. Get this, let it set a few minutes to completely evaporate. All right, we got our adhesion promoter right here. It's even the compliant, better for the ozone. We'll put a coat on, wait 15 minutes, then we'll come back through with our primer and let it set, and then we can prep it out. 50% overlap on it. And this will react with the plastic. It soaks into it and softens it up a little bit, makes it so it'll accept the adhesion of primer mechanically and chemically. Got a little metallic in there, so you know when you got it sprayed, you got an even coverage, and for warranty purposes, in case something fails, you can prove to them that you did use the adhesion promoter. So it's time to get our primer on here, and all right, we got our 4 coats of primer on here. We'll let it sit overnight. We'll get it sanded in the morning, cleaned up, and then taped out so it can get the graphics done when the rest of the body gets the graphics done. The inside will match the outside.
All right, so we've let the base coat sit for a little bit. Now it's time to mix up some gloss sauce and get in there and put some clear on it. All right, I'll get this mixed up, get it on the gun, and we'll be in the booth. All right, we've got this all based out. It's sat. We're gonna blow tack and static it and get some clear on this. All right, it's time for that gloss sauce. So I've got the first coat of gloss sauce down. I'm gonna let this sit for 15 minutes, come back in, put a second coat, wait another 30 minutes, come back in and put a third coat. Then I'll show you guys what it looks like. And we're gonna let this sit for 6 hours. I bring the body in. You might notice also the doors are outside. So I had an issue with that. I'm gonna take care of that tonight when I do the body, but everything else is clear. None of this stuff is getting graphics on it. So it's all getting cleared in and we're putting it outside the booth in 6 hours. We'll bring the body in to get it ready for my buddy Paul. So see you back here in a second. 2 hours later, I got all 3 coats of clear on all the parts. It turned out really good. I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect because this car has to drive to Rhode Island and it's gonna get some road rash. I just know it, I can feel it. We got the body outside the booth, ready to go. This is gonna run for the next 6 hours and let it gas off and dry. Then we're gonna pull all the parts out into the paint shop, pull that body in and get it painted black also. Here in like 6 hours. All right, it has been 6 hours and we're back. I went home, took a little power nap. Now we're back to get the body all sprayed. So we got it all cleaned up, wax and grease. Now we're gonna blow it, tack it, and static it. All right, so I've let the etch flash out. Now we're gonna get everything sealed, let that sit for 15 minutes, and then I'm basing it out. I'm not clearing it tonight because tomorrow when Paul gets here, we're assembling the car so we can do the awesome graphics on the outside. It's already blow, tack, and static, so I'm not gonna touch it, I'm just gonna go to sealant. All right, so the engine bay is all sealed up. Now you can see nothing's masked on the inside. That's because we've got the old frame in it. Once we take this car off, that frame's gonna get thrown away, so it doesn't matter. This is starting to look awesome. I'm excited to see this thing black and all painted and back together. All right, I've got it all sealed up. This has got to sit. We'll be back in with base. All right, so we've let this sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna get it all based out. Then I'm gonna let that sit, put a second coat on, show you guys what it looks like when it's done. But we're not clearing this. I did already say that, but just reminding you. So I've got the first coat of base completely done. This is gonna sit. I'll come back in and put a second one. And then tomorrow we start on the graphics. All right, so I let Steve go home. I've got this all based out. I'm gonna be headed home here in a minute, but this is all ready for Paul to get here tomorrow. I cannot wait to show you what we have in store for this. This thing is gonna be amazing. I can't wait for Donut Media to see this. I can't wait for Henry to drive this thing to Rhode Island. I'm super excited. It's also super late. So I'm gonna head home, get some sleep, and we'll be back in the morning. So it is tomorrow. All right, so you guys, we have something so awesome for you. My really good longtime friend, Paul Stoll, is gonna be here in a little bit. He is a PPG painter. He was a custom painter for like 35 years for PPG's custom colors. He helped innovate the custom color world. So Paul's gonna be helping me blend all the colors perfectly for the Sunset Bronco retro look on the side of this X90. All right, so me and Paul have got everything masked up. We're gonna get the white down. Can't wait to show you guys what this looks like. All right, so we've got the bottom half all masked off. We put down white so that the white covers the black, and now we can do the transition between the yellow and red and fade it on the top. We're gonna do the top halves first and then back mask that, do the bottom, to where we can keep control of all our colors and we don't have interference. So we were gonna tape out all of our pinstripes, but I've talked to a pinstripe artist and he's gonna come in next week once we get it together and he's gonna lay out stripes. We got the paper reversed because the other side has a coating on it and it won't stick to the water-based base coat. All right, so I'm in the booth right now. We just kicked it on to bake. It's at 120 degrees, short baking it for 20 minutes. What we wanna do is get this top half all masked off. So you can see we've got the yellow down on the bottom, but now we gotta come back through and put the red and the gold and fade it all together. But this is turning out awesome. This Sunburst is just sweet. It's gonna pop with all that black. Paul's kicking butt. Obviously, he's the man for the job. He's the custom painter, but I'm learning. This time, I'm super grateful that Paul Stoll was able to come out and help us. If you guys wanna see some of his work, he's on Instagram as PPG Paul. Does a phenomenal job. He does a ton of race car helmets and a lot of cool stuff. So after this bakes, we'll get that top masked and get the rest of it on. We've been painting all day long. We finally have the Sunburst all done on the X90. Turned out awesome. We got to do a little bit of touch up, but it's just about ready to come apart and get cleared. I got a baby that wants to film. So we're gonna bake this for 20 minutes and before we do any touch ups, that way we can tape on it and it'll be good to go, but it is looking awesome. All right, so it is the next day. We've got the car blown apart. We're gonna blow tack and static it and get this thing cleared. All right, we got it all blow tack and static. We're gonna get this thing cleared. So I've got the first coat of clear down. I'm gonna let this sit for 15 minutes, come back in and put a second one. Then 15 minutes, put a third one. Then show you guys what it looks like. All right, so 3 hours later, I got all the coats of clear on it. I ended up doing 4 coats. I put a third one on and I just wanted one extra one because I've got a few cliffhangers that are coming off of that graphic. So I wanna be able to polish it later. So anyway, it turned out awesome. This is a super long process. It ended up taking us about 4 days total by the time we painted every single part on this. So we're gonna let this sit for 6 hours, then we'll come back in, get it out of the booth, we'll let it sit for about a week, and then we're gonna reassemble it. So we'll show you what it looks like as soon as it's out of the booth.
So Cody and Hillbilly are going to start reassembling the X90. So let's go check out what they're doing.
The graphic should line back up. Look at that. Just a hair high, but once we get all the weight in the door, should bring it down enough where we can just adjust the door down a little bit. So we got one side on. Look at that.
First time with the charm.
First time's perfect. In and out.
We officially have the X90 back in the mechanic shop. It's out of the paint shop. Cody got the doors put together. We got the fender slammed on there. We're lifting the body, putting it on the frame, and getting this car back together so it can get to Rhode Island.
Beam me up, Scotty.
No problemo. So now that we got the body up, we're gonna roll the old frame out. Roll the new frame out, roll the old frame in, and set the body back on its frame. We got the new old frame below it. It's been all powder coated from our buddy Kevin at Powder Trim Coatings. Hillbilly and Henry got everything put back together on it. And now we're gonna lower it down and bolt it up. Got the body back on the frame. We got the doors hung, we got the wiring and the doors. Now we're getting the dash out of the original into the donor. And you have to literally strip it all completely down like we're doing. We're hoping to have most of this interior in. Last night, I painted all the interior panels. They're all fresh black. So we'll show you guys that. Henry will be here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. ready to drive his Suzuki across the world to Rhode Island. Will we make it? I don't. All right, so we just got the pedal assembly in, the firewall wiring harness, and the brakes no worky. So Hillbilly's disconnecting it. I think we've just got a rod that's bound in there. That's probably why it was a pain to get it on. All right, so Hillbilly took it apart. Like I thought, rod was wedged. So this is a good lesson of why you check things before you get too far ahead, that you don't get too far ahead and have to come back and take everything apart. All right, so we've got all the rear wiring transferred into the new one. We're gonna put the e-brake bracket in, and then I'm gonna put the carpet in. Oh, does that need to go in too?
Yeah.
Before the carpet?
Yeah, because there's this piece right here that goes across. Did you get them?
Yep.
Okay. And then the shifter.
Hillbilly just put in the e-brake cables, and then I'm gonna hook it up. I'm just getting this clip put in, and then I will get the shifter all buttoned up, and we'll get it bolted in. E-brakes engaged. All right, so it's in park. There's drive. All right, it works. Yay! It all works. Everything is worky. Hillbilly is getting the rest of the little bit of wiring. Got the heater box in, the heater core. Oh, we do need to hook the heater core hoses up. So once I put the carpet in, you can put that in. All right, so this is the donor car carpet. We just had Jorge and Camilo clean it all up. It looks, other than right here, this is worn out. Other than that, it's not bad. Henry wanted black carpet, so he's getting black carpet. All right, it's starting to look like an interior now that it's got carpet. We're gonna hurry and route the speaker wire. All right, so we are going to install the dash. Hillbilly's got everything kind of tucked away. We'll set the dash up into place, and then he can start hooking it all back up. I didn't take it out, so I don't know how it goes. This is cleaned and VRP'd. Can you access everything?
Yeah. Just trying to figure out what is holding the dash out away from the wall.
Is this the right dash?
It's the dash out of this car.
Okay.
So we got the dash in. Now we got to figure out all the wiring. That's hurting.
Yeah, the car's not very comfortable to lay in.
I'm stuck. Okay, out. Yep.
I don't think you can get
Owie. Owie. I'm in. Owie.
Because you're laying on a freaking tool.
Where'd that tool? Move it. Everybody help me.
You see that the bar at the top?
Yeah.
Right above the gas pedal, way up here.
Okay.
Straight at the firewall underneath the heater duct is the other one.
All right. I don't know how to get that cable in. Heater control cables.
Just click on.
I fit really comfortably in. I'm out. Just like that. That's how you exit the X90. Steering column's got to go in next. Got to figure out where all the wiring goes. So I just had to fish the antenna wire down the A-pillar, across the dash, into the radio hole. But it was successful.
Now the radio can go in. and it's upside down. It's one of those days. Can I just go home?
So this is a GT Grant steering wheel for an old Ford truck. You might wonder what the heck we're doing trying to put it on a 96 Suzuki X90. This is what Henry wants, and he wants this cool little cover. It says Ford. It's a little snap-on here. We took the donor vehicle steering wheel, and Hillbilly actually pressed the center splines out. We oversized the hole on this steering wheel. We pushed it in here. I welded it around. We've modified this cover, and it's gonna work perfect. So if you look, we've got this cover here. This literally slips right down in it. Absolutely perfect. So it's almost like it was meant to be.
It's as close as it's meant to be without going stock.
Yep. Finishes it right off. You can put an X90 sticker on that and you'll never even know it wasn't for an X90. All right, so here's the factory sliders for the X90. We actually took the seat base out and we made this to where we could attach it to the new Recaro racing seat. So we've got bolts here on this side, and I've had to weld a bracket over on the other side, and I've got 3 bolts here. So I've got 1 there and 2 here. So we're just gonna mock this up tonight. This is gonna require a super little driver, so good thing Henry's small. So I wouldn't be able to drive across the country in this thing. Too tiny. The seat is in. Slider is working awesome. Kick this out for extendo seat mode. So we've got this cover over here that went on the original seat. I think if we do a little bit of trimming, we can get it to work. And then we can paint it black tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna definitely have to be trimmed. Just clean, straight off, just cut that off. And then that'll cover all the track and all that stuff over here. Kind of a big steering wheel. You're kind of up in the seat a little. It's not bad. Pretty comfy actually. I could cruise this. Kick it back a little. That's actually pretty comfortable. This one little thing is why we use the original tracks. Because it holds the buckle to the seat belt. So when you move it, your buckle slides with you. So we learned a lesson. We trimmed it a little bit low, but that's fine. We're gonna paint that black, just like we did with everything else tomorrow. Look at that. Recaro racing seat, driver's side, installed. Yesterday, I ended up having to go to St. George to deliver blue steel. So yes, this is in October, but we've been working on this for a long time. So Hillbilly stayed back. He got the car just about put together. Him, Cody, Jorge, Camilo, they all busted their butts and they got this car completely assembled. So we're finishing up the rockers. I've got to bleed the brakes, and then we're gonna take this for a test drive, and Henry is showing up today. So he's gonna see it for the very first time. But look at how good this is turning out. Recaro racing seats all installed. This front end has the new lights that Henry found. Got the Suzuki emblem back on. Everything buttoned up and tightened down in the engine compartment. And my personal favorite.
The rock sliders?
Nope. The Baja Designs 40-inch light bar. Look at how good that looks. That's 4 10-inch light bars. Curved. This is gonna be so bright. So thank you, Baja Designs, for sending that. I think Henry's gonna love it. But we've got everything on our list just about completed. T-tops go in and out, doors open and close, seats move forward and back.
Windows go up and down.
Windows go up and down.
Oh, tell me both the window.
Yesterday, as we were driving back from St. George, I got a call. Hillbilly was in distress. He shattered a window. And I don't know if
we didn't have spare of.
Yeah, not only that, but a window that we had no spare of. So the parts car had a passenger side window. He shattered the driver's side window. Now, of course, he doesn't know how it happened. So, Corey, roll the clip. I'm not sure how it broke. There's only one way to break a tempered glass, and that's to over-tighten something, but Hillbilly didn't over-tighten it. Luckily, I jumped on KSL, and there was a guy local to Salt Lake City. He had one in his garage. So we sent Steve up last night with Grandpa. They went up and got the window, got it back. I was able to install that window today. It's gonna work perfect. Henry's not even gonna know. So hopefully Henry gets here soon. All right, so we got the brakes all bled. So we're gonna get the hood shut, take this out on the road and go make sure that it's gonna run and drive good. Just about every single thing is working properly. About a half a tank of gas, T-tops. We figured everything out, everything's fixed. We got covers. I actually don't know if I wanna give this back to Henry. I kind of think I should keep it instead of allowing him to take it. Hillbilly just reminded me, skid plate's not on. So we're gonna hurry and throw the skid plate on and then take it for a test drive. All right, we're off. Oh, we are off on our very first test drive. These seats are a little bit bigger than the factory seats. So, gotta open it up and get your seatbelt. Oh well, minor details. We're gonna go for a drive, just make sure that everything's working. We'll go find a spot, we'll do some circles, we'll make sure the four-wheel drive's working, just make sure that everything is working as it should. Squirters are working, good. This is awesome. I don't know about driving this to Rhode Island though. I feel like I'm in a fishbowl. And of course, it's the rainiest day ever to go for our test drive. Try to get this all adjusted. Our adjusters are on the inside. Oh, this ain't too bad. Get settled in nice.
The first problem in the X90, the heat doesn't blow very well.
Hillbilly's gonna have to figure out why we don't have a blower motor for the heater, because that's something Henry is definitely gonna need going over the Rockies. Now that the Duke Donko is all finished, we're gonna hurry and get it washed, because here in a little bit, this thing is driving back east. All right, so Henry just showed up. We've got Cody and Hillbilly. They're taking pictures.
We're proud of this one.
Heck yeah. So we want to see what Henry thinks. Henry?
Yeah, let me know when I can open my eyes. Well, okay, I'm opening them. I see Hillbilly's hands.
Down, Hillbilly.
That is so sick. Oh my god, dude. Dude, it's like exactly like the picture, like the video. It's sicker than I could have ever imagined.
So we flew my buddy Paul Stoll in. He helped me with all the Sunburst stuff and
Turned out awesome. Paul killed it. Oh my god. Dude, it looks so good. Dude, you make dreams come true.
well, as a team, we work miracles.
Yeah, thank you so much, Hillbilly. Thank you so much, Cody. I mean, this looks so freaking good. I can't even believe it.
Well, and just in time, you have like 2 days to get to your final
know.
destination.
Like this, it looks exactly how I imagined. It's perfect. This thing is gonna turn so many heads, I can't even wait.
Perfect.
Jesus, and the seats look so good in there. And the steering wheel fits there like perfectly. Rock sliders, powder coated chrome looks
So my buddy,
so good.
yeah, we had my buddy Kevin at Powder Stream Coatings, powder coat chrome those. Hillbilly even just built him a remote mount license plate holder, so he doesn't get in any trouble.
Yeah. Dude, come on, it's so sick.
Well, you better hit the road.
Yeah. Dude,
So,
thank you.
drive safe. We'll see you in Rhode Island.
Yeah. You guys can check out the rest of the video on Donut and see this thing in its full journey.
As always, we appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.
It's right over there. Click it. Why haven't you clicked it yet? Click it. I want to go.
Back so soon, huh?
Can I stay forever?